am gonna give a quick shout out to Hollywood, because I appreciate when the director comes out and tells the people, you don't need to see my movie. It's gonna be garbage. Save your money, stay home, and in a couple of months, go to the high seas if you want to watch it. I bring this up because of a quick little article I saw from That Park Place, where the director decides to spill the beans on his own movie. Dune Part 2 director Dennis, with one N for some odd reason, says Zendaya's Chada becomes film's main character, admits to change in Frank Herbert's novel because he didn't think it was proper. So Dune 2 is just nothing more than a bait and switch. Thank you, Dennis with one N. I will not spend money on your movie. Speaking with Game Radar, Villeneuve admitted, as the film's progression, there's a shift in the main character, and Sheena becomes my reference as the point of view. So she's going to be the main character going further. Paul is going to be pushed out, and we're going to see Zendaya as the main character of Dune Part 3. Villeneuve also shared that he's given the character of Lady Jessica a larger role in his film. Strangely, Jessica's more in the background in the second part of the novel. I thought that was not proper. Okay? He goes on to say she's still Lady Jessica, the main architect of the story. Zendaya would also share, what Denise does very well is take the female characters more deeply into consideration. But in the end, I really don't think this is such a big revelation. I mean, Dennis did put a female as the lead in the first one. And of course they used the worst picture of Zendaya known to mankind. Oddly enough, wasn't she like number 2 in most beautiful women in the world? I mean, if this is your competition, it shouldn't be that hard. Villeneuve admitted to the LA Times back in 2021 while promoting the first film that the biggest element of Herbert's novel he focused on was the women. The bait and switch of this movie is real. This is not, a side character's getting a lot more screen time. She is the focus going forward. And in the most damning quote of all, he said, at the very beginning of the creative process, I remember Eric Roth asking me, what is the most important element I should focus on as I'm starting to write the first draft? I said, women. I have a quick question for the audience. Are women really running up to see this movie? Are women the main demographic to the people watching this movie? It gets even worse. There are so many things in the book that are so relevant and so prolific, but I felt that femininity should be up front. Motherfucker, it's a space opera about sandworms. What the fuck's wrong with you? I know a sandworm kind of looks like a vagina, but holy shit, bro. So, in conclusion, Dune 2, it's gonna suck. Let's talk about Dune 1 really quickly. So, let's do a little bit of math to find out if this movie actually made money. We have in the worldwide box office, this movie made about $391 million. And I'm going to add $20 million because of the home market, making our grand total $411 million. Now, people don't really understand this when it comes to box office numbers and stuff like that. The theaters take about half. So I always divide it by 2 before I start these numbers, making the profits of this movie $205 million. Now, if we scroll down a little bit here, we can see that the production budget was $165 million. So, let's remove $165 million, which means this movie made about $40.5 million. That's a profit. However, this doesn't account for the marketing budget. So now we have to go online and find out what was the marketing budget for Dune. Now, of course, we're going to use Google, the most reliable source of all human history. Report states that the combined cost of production and marketing is over $300 million. So we're going to do some quick math here. We're going to take our $300 million and minus 165, which means that the marketing budget for this movie is around $135 million. Now, let's take our $40.5 million profit and minus 135. And what do we get? A net loss of $94.5 million. Now, of course, you can use the argument that this was during COVID, which means the theaters were shut down and people weren't going out as much, though. So you can realistically say, hey, this movie wasn't a box office flop. It was because of everything that was going on at that time. However, if the sequel is a flop, that tells the whole story. And what I find even funnier than his ridiculous quotes is this picture from the production of Dune 2, where his laptop has stickers of Princess Leia and Furiosa on it. You know, I find it a little bit strange that a man that loves women so much and wants to prop women up in all these prominent roles, why would he even take a job? Why would he even remotely want to steal a job away from a woman? Isn't that a little bit strange though? This man loves women so much and wants to keep propping them up into these positions and keep shoving them down our throats. Why would he take this role? Isn't he doing women a disservice by taking this job? I will not be seeing Dune 2 in theaters, and I will not be buying the Sandworm fleshlight. So it's a disappointing day for me on many fronts. What do you think about Dune 2? What do you think about the director's quotes? Are you more or less likely to go see this movie? And do you think with a $94 million loss in the first one, and who knows how bad it's going to be in the second one, do you even think there's going to be a third? Let me know what you guys think about that.